This is the Life's Journey with Best Friends podcast. Listen as two best friends for over 40 years share our experiences, insights, and unique stories. Hey BFFers, welcome back to another episode of Life's Journey with Best Friends. I'm Noelle.
I'm Diana.
And thank you so much for joining us. We have some updates that we want to talk about this week about Karen Reed. Diana's going to do that because I really haven't been paying attention. I do have a little bit of housekeeping I want to do. But other than that, how's your week going, Diana?
My week is going. It's Tuesday. I'm very happy. Work tomorrow.
Nice. Oh, good.
Lots of craziness.
Yeah, I bet. So it is a little, well, it's summer, it's got to be crazy. That's the fun part about summer, that you're constantly doing stuff. You're outside or whatever. There's always something going on.
Summer's my favorite. I mean, I would rather have it be summer and be outside and crazy than boring old winter. So
yeah. Now, I don't like the winter, but summer's not my favorite. Fall is my favorite, but I'll take the summer over the winter any day.
I just love the summer.
I know you love the heat.
I really don't mind the 90-degree days. That's what summer's all about, right? I hate people that complain about it.
Sorry, that's me.
I know. That's what
I feel like I'm melting.
Do you have clear glasses?
I do. That's because they came in my kit. I didn't order them.
Okay.
I know, because I made fun of you for the longest time. So these were the ones I just happened to grab. I literally have these like cheaters everywhere around the house.
Let me think. What did you, I got it on the tip of my tongue, what you called me. Radio, right? The bugles.
The buggles.
Buggles.
Yeah. Because he had those big clear glasses. They were off. I know, they're terrible. I hate them, but.
I like them. So, but go ahead.
I know. No, it's fine. It's fine. So I do want to do a little housekeeping. So last week we talked about divorce parties and how that's coming a new thing. And we're kind of like, whatever. So I wanted to say, when my first husband and I got divorced and I got my apartment.
What? You were divorced?
I'm divorced. Yes, I was. So I left the home and I took my kid, my clothes, and left. So I literally had nothing. But that was okay. So I decided, I'm going to do this celebration, and I had it was just all women that came over, and I did an adult toy party. Yeah. There was a bunch of women that came. It was absolutely
paper bag when you leave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the discreet paper bag. And it was funny. My friend, so we're all sitting around in a circle, and this woman, Lisa, that I used to work with, she's sitting next to me, and the woman was passing around like, different types of lubes and things that you could smell or taste or whatever. And she had these little teeny tiny, they look like the scoops you'd eat a hoodsie with, right? Yeah. But they were small, and she handed one out to everyone, and it had this like nipple balm. And you could like smell it and taste it. Well, Lisa wasn't paying attention and literally took it and went, and ate the whole thing. And I'm like, no, don't do that. Every once in a while, she'll like message me and say, do you remember that time I ate all the nipple balm?
That's so funny. Did she get sick?
No. It was meant to be edible. So
yeah.
But I mean, that was fun. It was a really good idea. So if anyone is, thinking about having their own apartment, that's a great way to get people there. And I will suggest to people,
great housewarming party.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe do bring your friend a whole new set of, say, forks or knives or something, just because one, they may not have it, and two, they don't want to eat off the shit they got from their shower the first time. That brings back memories. So bring them some new stuff, just so they have new stuff and new memories.
I think it brings them back memories just from silverware, you think?
Oh, not just silverware, but if you got plates, like your plates for your wedding, that kind of stuff. Not everything's gonna, because if you've been married a long enough time, you probably have new ones, but that was just my thought for that. So
and your random thought of the day.
My random, and I literally, it was a shower thought. Like, I was like, oh, I should have mentioned
Fine.
that. And then since our last episode, I did the Muddy Princess.
Yes, I wanted to know all about it. How
Yeah,
was it?
so it was fun. It was
Was
in
it
a
a hot, humid day?
it was warm. It wasn't
Okay.
humid, but it was definitely warm. It was not cloudy. It was very sunny. I did get a sunburn, just because I don't know. I didn't put sunscreen
Get
on.
a
I figured I'd be
burn in
covered
the
in
car.
mud. It was at a different venue this time, which I really enjoyed this venue a little bit more because it wasn't in the middle of the woods, which was hot and
Oh, good.
steamy. Yeah, this was on a farm. It was completely open. Um, it was not as difficult as the last time. And I don't know if it was because I knew what to expect. I trained a little differently this time. Or what it was. I really don't know. And I finished 10 minutes sooner than I did my last time.
Yay!
Yeah. So
That's a round of
very proud of
applause.
myself. Yeah. My girls loved it. They had a great time. They want to do it again next year. Yeah, it's
That's
just so
fun to
much
do with the
fun.
girls.
Yeah, it is. And I really want you to do it.
I don't know. We'll see what next year brings.
I know. I texted Diana one night at like 10 o'clock. I said, I know what I want for my birthday. And she's like, what? I said, I want you to do the Muddy Princess. And she gave me the eye roll emoji.
My favorite emoji, believe it or not.
But it's all we do is walk it, and if you don't want to do the thing, you just don't do it. There were several that I didn't do. I think there were 18 obstacles altogether, and I think I did 11 of them. There are some that are super, super hard. Like our executive producer and friend Julie did some amazing ones. Like
Really?
I was so proud of her. A little scared though, because they were up pretty high and she was,
Yeah, see, that scares
struggling.
me.
Yeah, I wouldn't do those, but she did. And so yeah, the next morning I woke up and like,
Really?
I know she was awesome. I think she did everything.
Really?
Yeah, I want to say so. So we'll have to ask her, but I'm pretty sure she did everything. So the next morning I get up and I'm sore as hell, right? So I text the whole group and I'm like, how's everyone feeling? And they're like, oh, some people's legs, some people's feet. Julie was like, my arms, I feel like T-Rex, because she was pulling herself up.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that they must kill.
Yeah.
I know that feeling. I hate that feeling.
Oh, see, and I love that feeling because I know I did something, with my body. That's a
Right.
good sore to me.
No, I know it's a good sore, but still sore.
But I would love to get a bigger group. I mean, there were some huge groups out there. Yeah, so there were 8 of us, but only 6 of us showed. We had 2 people. One had to work and then one she backed out because whatever. Physics, she has physical
Yeah. Whatever.
limitations. Yes, and she just wasn't feeling good. So we're like, yeah, no, totally get that. Yeah, it was great. We had a beautiful day. We were there a little too early, but that's my anxiety. I'm always have to be
Right, you had
early.
to get there early to
Yeah.
just
To
scope
kind of get, because I was like literally at the point, like, I don't want to do this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. But I'm so happy that I did it. It was great.
I'm glad you did it.
Yeah. So I would love to hear. I have not paid any attention to the Karen Reed trial since our last episode. So tell me what's been going on.
So today was closing arguments. So the case is with the jury.
Okay.
The defense had their turn. They went up. They had I want to say they had like maybe 6 witnesses or whatever you want to call it for the defense.
Yep.
And they were 2 were the FBI agency guys that they used.
Yep.
But the jury doesn't know that they're from the FBI. They do know that they're a different agency that's not for the prosecution and not for the defense.
Why would they not know that they're from the
Judge wouldn't
FBI?
allow it in.
That's bizarre. So they just think these are people that are given.
I was listening to a podcast today and they were saying the jury's a little confused because
Yeah, I would be too.
what that agency is, or that because they don't know any of that.
So did they think that they're an agency, or do they just think they're like people that were witnesses?
They were brought in by an agency. That's,
Okay.
and so, I really thought the judge should have let that in because the FBI is the ones that found all this evidence that point to it being killed in the basement and all that.
Right. Which seems to be very relevant in my mind.
If you look at the autopsy pictures, and I know some people don't like to, they definitely look like dog teeth bites, marks, scratches.
Yes,
Because
I've seen those.
this, right? They had a good point today. He has no broken ribs, no bruising on his arm from like being hit by a car, broken, fractured arm, no broken ribs, no bruising, none of that from being hit by a car.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what happened today? So today was closing arguments, and his family brought in Jen McCabe, Colin Albert, Brian Albert, and Kerry Roberts.
Oh.
So and they all sat in where the family sits, and just Jen McCabe is such a twat. She fucking gave Karen the death stare.
Part of the whole thing was they were saying like, oh, weren't you friends with the families? Like, well, no, they were associates. Like, come on. You can actually see right then and there that they were
The
friends.
judge wouldn't allow that out. The judge
That's
the judge kept a lot of key evidence. You know what else happened today? Jury number 3
yeah.
kicked out.
Why?
They don't know. They said personal reasons, but someone I was listening to said they usually say that no matter what. So, and they said that she was the one that was the most attentive to Karen.
Really? Do you think they've gotten to the jurors now?
I do. I think they're gonna steal this right from us.
Oh.
And it's gonna make me mad if they come back and find her guilty.
Yeah, I can't imagine because it's got to be a reasonable doubt thing, you
Oh
know?
my God, there's so much reasonable doubt. And maybe, like I said, maybe she did do it, but the prosecution did not do their job and
Right,
convince me they didn't prove any evidence.
right. So the closing arguments are today. So now what
They
happened?
happened already, and then the judge swore in the court officers and read the jury their instructions.
Okay. So now does this mean the jury's deliberating?
Yes, I think they stop at 5, and
Okay.
and they hopefully will deliberate tomorrow, and we'll have a verdict or get it over by Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, so they don't have a time frame really that they have to
No,
decide within.
no. But
Right.
I think if it goes a long time, it's gonna be, and they don't come to the decision, they declare it a hung jury
Right, right.
or a mistrial.
So that'll be interesting. So that's it, huh? Now we're just
Yeah,
waiting on the verdict.
I feel bad. I think, I was so confident that she's gonna be found innocent because I feel that she's innocent, but I'm afraid she's gonna be found guilty.
Right. Yeah, I think I'm hoping that our legal system holds up, and if they're not proving it beyond a shadow of a doubt that
No,
that she's not guilty, and they can go back to court and do it all over again. But
I
yeah,
wonder if the Trooper Proctor will lose his job. I'm thinking he will. I
I've
think
read
because of the backlash, they have no choice.
I've read quite a few articles, and basically, just not with to do with the case, but with what he did and
Mhm.
how he reacted, and all of the training that they go through and everything that they have to do in order to do their job. He basically just kind of let that all go by the wayside.
He fucking
So
stomped on it, is what he
yeah,
did.
yeah, exactly. So I
I mean,
think
I can see him talking to his friends and doing whatever, but he texted that to people,
right.
so it's like there's no backing out.
right. I think he just
He
thought it
never
was an
put
open and shut
down in a
case.
text what
Yeah.
you know?
No, and I believe he felt like it was an open and shut case, whether she's guilty or he was untouchable, and that he didn't even think twice to send that stuff
I
out in a
agree. I think
text.
he thought all of the above. It
Yeah,
was a open and shut case. He was untouchable.
yeah.
It's
Well, and
sickening, actually. He gives policemen a bad name. And, you know, I wonder what repercussions this will have on other cases he did.
right. Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Will
Yeah,
lawyers be like, oh, okay, let's look back at all these.
right. Let's open these back up and see. Oh, geez, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. It could have opened a huge can of worms.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow.
But that's it. And when there's a verdict, I will let you know.
All right, maybe
We're on the verdict countdown.
we should do a, oh yeah, a countdown, and then like if once the verdict comes out, we should do a
A
little
special
quick thing.
report.
Yeah, yeah. That would be fun. Oh, yeah, I know some people that are, posting on Facebook. Does anyone want to get together for the, what did they call it? Like a party, like not a reveal. Oh my gosh, no.
The verdict?
The verdict party. Yeah. So they went, does anyone want to get together? And I'm like, I don't know. It depends on what you feel, who's guilty or innocent. If you
Right.
think she's guilty, I don't want to come.
You know, it's so funny because I remember exactly where I was when they announced that there was a verdict in OJ.
Oh, me too.
I was
Yes.
driving in my car and I was going to pick up Billy. He was a baby and I was at my grandma. He was at my grandmother's in Everett. And I remember waiting in her house to see what the verdict was, and I was shocked.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I think everyone was. Well, that was the first case that opened up for people to be in, the public to be in and
Yeah.
watch, and for cameras to come in, and that was like so prolific at that time. It was
Yeah.
absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it was way ahead of the times back then.
Yeah, most definitely. So with that being said, I don't know, was it maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago? I was moving. Dave and I were moving Nick and Abby into their new apartment. And I'm sitting there, and Diana and I text
So I
constantly.
think it was end of April, probably.
Okay. Yeah, and it's never one of those things like, hey, hi. We're literally just, word vomiting. It's like,
Yeah.
maybe what's going on. So I get a text from her that says, what's going on? I said, oh, we're moving Nick and Abby. And not, how's that going? Nothing like that. How's your day? I get so we did a thing.
And you know what? You knew that it was trouble.
I was like, who did a thing? You and Jim? And all at first I could think of was, oh, fucking idiot's got another animal. I'm like, well, what the hell is going on? And so, nope, that was not the response. So the response, want to tell everyone what the response was?
We put our house up for sale. A lot of my Facebook friends already know this, but yeah, we put up my house for sale.
Yep.
And it sold in the weekend.
Yep. So as I'm reading this, so I knew that there was always the chance that you were going to move down south.
Yep.
But that to me wasn't going to happen for 5 years. Now, all of a sudden,
because I kept telling you that.
Right. Well,
that's what I thought.
Right. So I read this text. I literally start crying. And my husband, Dave, is like, what's the matter? And I couldn't say anything. And I handed him the phone, and he was like shocked and just looked at me. And I'm like, that bitch is leaving me. I'm like, what the hell? So, yeah. So
I'm still here. See, hi.
I know, but
Massachusetts.
We'll see. So I know you. I know that you love it down there, and I know that once you get there, you're rarely coming home.
I get the grandkids, so I gotta come home.
I know, but it's just not the same of being.
So we did another thing.
Yes,
we bought a house in South Carolina.
Yeah. So then I don't know, last week or the week before, I'm out shopping and we're on each other's like 360s. We've talked
Yeah,
about that. She texts me, she says, "Are you shopping?" I'm like, "Stalker, yes."
yeah.
What do you, she's like, "Did you get the the text?" I said, "Yeah, I just got the two texts you just sent me." And she's
I
like,
was
"No, the
having trouble
pictures."
sending texts, I think. That was what was the issue.
Yeah, so she's like, "The pictures." I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Well, where are you?" And she was at her son's baseball game. So I thought she was sending me pictures of her grandson.
Grandson.
So
Yeah.
whatever. And I'm doing my shopping. And then I get in my cut. Sorry. So a text comes in and says, "Besides your camping vacation, do you have any other vacation this year?" So I'm thinking, "Oh, she wants to go on vacation." And I'm like, "Oh, no, we don't have anything planned." As I'm typing this, all of these pictures come in, and it's a house under construction. So of course I delete everything that I'm saying. I'm like, or did I call you?
I think you called me
I
because
called you.
you're
Yeah,
driving.
yes. And I was like,
You're driving.
what the fuck are these pictures of?
Our house. We bought a
So not only did
we
they
bought a
sell
house.
their house, they bought a house down in South Carolina. So she's really leaving me.
I'm
So
not. It's a vacation house right now. I'm so for everybody who's asking, I didn't put it out there, but we sold the house. We are renting in Massachusetts for few years.
yeah,
And gonna be going back and forth to South Carolina as our vacation home. Um, yeah, I'm very excited. It's in Myrtle Beach. It's this, I think it's in a town called Sockasty, or it's right near it, but it's a section of Myrtle. It's awesome. It's
that's
beautiful.
awesome.
It's 5 bedrooms, 3 baths. I'm just fucking ecstatic. We go down this week to do the walkthrough, and then we close on July 12th.
Yeah. So I know, I'm so excited for it. I wasn't sad this time. I was very excited, especially I saw the pictures. It looks absolutely beautiful. I'm so excited for you guys.
I got
But
rooms for
the last 5 weeks between you putting your house on the market, your mother-in-law passing away, buying another house, moving, and like you must be so exhausted.
I'm so exhausted. So exhausted. It's been fucking nuts. My anxiety has been crazy, crazy. Like,
Right.
just worrying, is everything gonna go through with the house that we're selling? Worrying, because as of like a week ago, tomorrow, no, actually, Friday was when, so I think 2 weeks ago Friday, I finally found a place. Like we had sold the house and had nowhere to go. And
Yeah.
was freaking out. I was like, what the fuck are we going to do? Jason, Matt's with us until he goes to school. They're pissed because they don't know where they're gonna end up with their
Right.
friends. It just was a shit show. The house that we're renting fell into our laps. It's beautiful. I love it. It's weird. I feel like I'm on vacation or at the
Yeah.
beach house or something like that.
Right, right, because that's what you've been doing.
I
Yeah.
don't feel like this is where I'm gonna live for a few years. It's
Right.
really wacky. It's like we don't know the neighborhood. We don't
Right.
know it's just, getting used to everything.
Right. So the last episode that we recorded was at your house
Yeah, and I
in
did say,
Woburn.
I said big doings were coming.
Yeah. And when I left, I cried when on my ride home. So I text Diana that I'm crying. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you're more, what did you say?
Sentimental.
Uh what?
Did I say you're more sentimental than
Yeah,
me?
you're more sentimental than me." And I'm like, seriously? I'm like, come on. Well, the day she left, she did
I
cry.
cried. I didn't think I would, to be honest with you. It was those hot fucking humid days and
Yes.
moving on that Wednesday. And they wanted to do the walkthrough Wednesday, and I said, no, do it Thursday. We were passing papers on Friday, but moving out Wednesday.
Yeah.
So moving out was a disaster, and I still needed to clean the house. You know what I mean? I didn't want to
Yeah.
give them a house that had dog fur and shit everywhere, so. I mean, we worked our asses off, and then finally Jim was like, enough already, let's go back to our place. Go to bed, get up super early on Thursday, we'll come down, we'll finish everything up. I was like,
Yeah.
okay. He had to bring stuff to the ice cream store, I stayed at the store, I mean, at the house, and I finished everything, and I was waiting for him. He came in, we did a couple things, I looked around. I said, I want to get pictures. That's the picture I posted on Facebook. I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
a picture of the house and the sold sign with us in it. So we took it. And then he goes, okay, let's go in the house one last time. And I was like, I started crying. And
Oh,
I go, I'm not sad that we sold the house. I'm so happy. I go,
yeah,
I'm just sad leaving it. You know what I mean? It's not going to be my house anymore.
right.
So I got a little sad, but you know, I'm over it now.
Right. New chapter, new whatever. Someone else is gonna make that their home. Absolutely.
That
No, I
house
mean,
was
come
just
on.
way too big for us. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, I do. Yeah, no, I get it. I looking
It's
back at it a little bit now, I totally understand why you guys did it, but it was just so fucking quick. I was like,
everything
what do
was
you
like
mean you
bing,
sell
bing,
it?
bing.
What
We
do
we
you mean?
we talked about selling. We called the realtor. She came over. We listed it. It sold. It was just like bing, bing, bing,
Yeah,
bing.
yeah,
I started the process late April, finished the process mid-June, selling and moving and all that.
right,
And in between, my mother-in-law died.
right. So
It
kind
was
of
a
all of these things fell in line, and I
major,
don't mean this in a bad way, but your mother-in-law's passing was horrible, but she
yeah,
was just not in a good place, and it
no,
kind of helps a little, for Jim to
yeah,
not have to worry about it now when he's down there in South Carolina.
right. And
He
I
doesn't
think
have
that
to think
if
about
we were in the house, the memories would not be a bad thing, but it'd be more for him.
it.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
most definitely. So when Diana moved into her place, she texted me and she's like, "Oh my gosh, my neighbors have a purple door."
oh my God, yeah.
I'm like,
No,
"What's a
nobody really knew what that meant, my kids and stuff.
Yeah, I always thought it meant a witch lived there. I mean, I don't know why I thought that. I must have read it somewhere or something. Witches are known to wear purple. That could be possibly. But
Yeah,
you have another definition of a
they
purple
say
door.
that back in the day, I always thought it was swingers had the purple door.
Why did you think that?
Someone told me. I don't know. I read it somewhere.
Have you met the neighbors yet?
Jim met both sides, one person, just said, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
That's about it.
No, I mean the purple door people.
Jim did, yeah.
Oh,
Just
okay.
the wife.
Just the wife. Oh, did she give him the eye? Like, hey, baby.
She said, did you see the door? No. So I don't know. I immediately saw that and I was like, oh my God, I get a text Noelle. The people next door are a purple door.
Yeah, like I had to go to Urban Dictionary because I had no idea. I was like, yeah, which lives there? Like, I don't know. And then I was like,
So
swingers.
is it just me? Do other people think a purple door means swingers? Will you let us know, please?
Yeah. Let
No.
us, yeah, exactly. I mean, I know there's the upside down pineapple thing. I
I
know that.
think that's the new thing.
Oh, so maybe
It's
back
the
in the
upside down
70s,
pineapple, but I think the old thing was purple door.
purple door. Okay, interesting. Yeah, BFFers, let us know if you knew that. I had never heard that in my entire life. So, yeah. So what happened? Like, how's the moving going? Like, or how did that go?
So I just want to talk about moving in general, because we had to declutter the house to
Yeah,
show, excuse me, to show it, right? So we put
yeah,
stuff in 2 storage units. Plus, we still had that stuff in my house that we had to live with. Then we had to pack all that up because the movers came. We had to bring all that here. There's shit everywhere. Unpacking sucks. I still have 2 units, storage units, stuffed with shit. Jim and I went Sunday to the unit to try to find kitchen stuff, cookware, pans, dishes. I don't know where most of my clothes are.
So,
Never fucking want to move again. Never.
well, you're gonna have to.
Well, that's different. That's all new stuff that's getting delivered.
Right, but you're gonna have to take all that stuff out of, are you taking all that stuff out of storage and putting it in this house?
No, I don't think it'll fit. So Jim and I decided we're gonna go to the storage units and decide what stays and what goes.
Good
And
idea.
what we can bring and what we throw out. 'Cause
So,
toward the end of clearing the house, we just threw shit in there.
okay. So you should, people, that are friends with Diana on Facebook, look for Facebook Marketplace. You might find some
You
good
might find
deals.
some stuff. I might just give it free. I'm
Yeah.
tired of having shit.
Right, just
I
come and
wanna
get it.
I wanna be a minimalist.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can, but
I don't think you can, no.
no.
But that sounds nice, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, that just sounds like so much work, but at least
Oh
it's
my
done.
God, it's so, and I'm not even close.
No,
So much work. 23 years we lived in that house. So you don't realize how much shit
right,
you put up in the attic for later, or you save or whatever. I
right.
saved all the kids' papers from school, awards,
Why?
trophies. Nobody wanted it, so I threw it all out. I
Oh, but I
know.
get that, yeah,
And
I
I said to
know.
Jim, this was my motto during this whole thing. Just throw it out now, because when we're dead, they're gonna throw it out anyway.
There you go. So maybe you should watch that show about being a minimalist that, what's her name? It's the one that she says, keep it if it brings you joy. Joe, I want to say Joe Coy, but that's not it. He's the comedian. I can't, do you know what I'm talking about?
She have videos and she folds the clothes and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know her name. I've never watched her, but I heard she's fantastic.
Yeah, she's on Netflix.
Yes, Netflix.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Julie's not here to
I
send
was
us
gonna say, but maybe
information.
Julie can throw it in for you.
Yeah. Um,
Poor Julie is sick.
I know. So it was so great this past weekend. Her son Tim did this whole like wellness weekend. I wanted to go, but we were winemaking. But he cooked all food. He did vegan and vegetarian stuff, and he put together like this whole slideshow of ways to keep yourself healthy and things to do. And they did yoga, and Julie ended up, her sister got sick because she had just come back from vacation.
Yes,
Then gave it to Julie. So now she's super sick. I was like, oh, that's awful. There's a lot of people that have been posting, their kids, like your grandson, he's now getting ready. He's ready to go to kindergarten.
Yeah.
And, everyone's graduating from preschool and kindergarten and everything.
Fifth grade.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun and it's great to see everyone's kids, especially if you've seen them at the beginning of the school year, and now they change so much.
Huge difference.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, and I do miss that, with my kids too. Although we've talked about this, but I do not miss those stupid all the crap you had to do to get to school. Yeah, but so I saw this article and it was absolutely crazy. And it's a town right out of Boston that they had 23 sets of twins that graduated from a middle school. Can you imagine?
School?
It was middle school.
Yeah, but that's just the middle school.
Just the middle school. It was in, one school in Needham, Massachusetts. 23 sets of twins. So that means 46 kids. So I want to know what's in the water in Needham, or is it everyone doing in vitro in the same year?
I want to say,
what was that?
It's in vitro.
It's gotta be.
I think so many girls struggle nowadays. I think more struggle that don't and then don't.
Yeah.
I don't know why. PCOS is everywhere. You
Probably
know,
in all our food that we eat. But can you imagine 20, and they're fraternal and identical, so it's a mix. It's not
so
just one.
remember when, like, if you had one set of twins, it was like
Yeah,
a deal.
right. It was I think we had one set.
No, we must have had a couple.
I can only think of one off the top of my head, but
So,
the Brunos.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's so funny.
Yeah,
But they had to have been like boy girl ones. I
not
know
that I
we had more.
remember. But yeah, so we had one or two sets when we, maybe even when we were younger in grammar school and maybe they moved. But you didn't see, but 23 sets in the same year in the same town. That's just crazy to me, you
Yeah,
know?
that's a lot.
Wow.
The same
Well,
year. Think about that.
right,
Same year, 23 sets, not
right, and
23. That's just,
right,
not in throughout the whole school system. It's
right,
just
right.
fifth
And
grade or
they
whatever grade it was.
eighth grade. And how did they separate them? Because typically they start to separate them by like third grade, so they get their own individual,
I think they
relationships
started
and stuff.
kindergarten, to be honest with you.
As it might be that
Yeah.
nowadays, but I just can't even imagine how they handled that. It's absolutely crazy, So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just found that so fascinating. I was like, wow, like
That's a
there's
lot.
something
That's
water.
a lot of kids.
It is. It's a ton of kids. And they were saying that it made up like 10% of the eighth grade class, that's a lot, you know?
Wow.
So this week, Ashley and Zach and Zane went to Texas to visit Zach's sister.
Yes, I saw. That's awesome. Did they have a great time?
Yeah, they're on their way back today. But the first day, she's texting me from the plane. You don't always have Wi-Fi. And she says to me, so Zane just shit. She's like, what do I do? I said, well, I've never been in this situation. So I'm like,
They have the changing table in the bathroom.
do they? I don't
Yeah,
know.
they do.
Okay. So I had said to her, I said, ask one of the people there, if they have a changing
I
table.
still call them stewardesses.
I know, didn't
Flight
want to say
attendants.
that. I'm like a flight attendant. That's why I said one of the people. But then was thinking about it because I didn't hear back from her. I assumed everything was fine. I'm like, she gonna have to have them stand on top of the toilet if they don't have one and take the diaper off? Like, how does that work? But have you ever had to change a baby on a plane?
No. And if I
No.
did, I might have done it in the seat for like a pee.
Oh, no, not poopy.
No, pee-pee.
No, he did poop. He pooped. Yeah.
No, I
Pee-pee's different.
knock on wood, never had to
Okay.
change a poopy diaper on the plane.
Okay. So yeah, I just wasn't sure if they had changing tables. And then I'm like, God, it can't be a very big
Can you
changing table.
imagine trying to change your baby in that fucking tiny bathroom?
No, that's what I mean. Like,
on a
that's
little
gonna be
table?
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the poor thing. I'll have
And
to
then
ask
if
her.
you hit a little turbulence.
We got an email from one of our BFFers.
Yay!
I know.
Yes, we love
But
them.
I'm not sure how to take this, but I know how to respond. So they had asked, why is it that we swear on our podcast? So what's your response to that?
Because, okay, and I'm gonna be nice. Because we, as friends, that's how we talk. And this podcast is about having a conversation with friends.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
how we talk. I
Right.
swear a
Yeah.
lot. I just do.
Right.
Sorry.
And
I'm
the
sorry,
same thing.
listener. I swear.
I know. And I thought about that too. And I'm like, we want this to be as genuine as possible. We want you to feel like that you're hanging out with us. I'm sorry. We're not trying to offend anyone, but this is just who we fucking are. So, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry, we swear.
Yeah. And I
We're
think
city
we kind of
girls.
put that out front, too, like, hey, we're just hanging out and we're doing our thing and just shit talking and talking shit literally. So
Right.
yeah.
Literally.
Literally.
Not, yes, literally.
Literally. All right, so there's a reason why we're remote today is because Diana has moved and she has not set the podcast
Everything
room
out,
up. So,
the podcast room is a storage room right this second.
yeah,
It's closing it. I will work on that this week. So we
that's
can,
okay. Don't worry about it. I mean, it's the summer. Last summer we didn't record a lot because we're both in different places on
we
vacation
did a
doing
lot
our
of
thing.
remote last summer.
We did. Yeah, one of
Yeah.
them I was completely drunk for and don't remember even talking when I was up in
Oh,
New
right,
Hampshire.
when you were on vacation.
Yeah, I didn't remember till I listened to the podcast and was like, "Oh, I forgot about that."
That's so funny.
Well, but that's all I've got for this week, I think. I mean,
Same.
you know, you moving and all of that stuff has just been heartbreaking for me. And
I'm
I've
sorry. Don't
had
be
to,
heartbroken because you're gonna enjoy South Carolina.
yeah, no, I will. I've already got a few dates I'm ready to book. So to come down and
Good.
help you decorate. So we'll definitely record down there.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, it will be. It'll be great. See if you see any alligators in your backyard.
Not yet, I don't think.
I hope not. That would be awful. No.
There's a beach down there. It's called, I think it's Huntington State Beach Reservation. One side is fresh water, one side is salt water. And you can park your car and walk along the fresh and see all the alligators. It's wicked cool.
What? Are you out of your mind?
No, they're not gonna come up. They have it as a walkway. They're not gonna let you walk around alligators on purpose if they're gonna attack you.
They are wildlife. I mean, who can control them? Like sharks in the water, you can't
use
control
your
a shark.
judgment. If one's fucking charging you, you run away.
They run fast.
They don't. Their fucking legs are 2 inches long.
Oh, okay, watch. They run wicked fast. All
Someone
right.
said run in a zigzag, but I think that's not true. I think that's
It
an old
is.
deal.
Oh my gosh, they're already teaching you how to run away
No,
from
no,
the
that was wrong.
alligators.
I heard that a long time ago.
Oh my gosh, you're out
If
of your
anybody
mind.
knows how to get away from a gator, let us know.
So thank you for joining us, BFFers. We will see you next episode. And remember, it's always better to have a friend with two chins.
Then 2 faces.
Have a great week.
Muchachos.
Bye.
See ya.
You've been listening to Life's Journey with Best Friends. For details on any of the things we've mentioned in the podcast, including photos, visit our website lifesjourneybff.com. You can also email us at lifesjourneybff@gmail.com or visit us on Facebook, Instagram, or Threads.
Remember, no matter where life takes you, you are never alone when you have a best friend by your side. Until next time.